Psychological warfare, how an operation is designed. Good. You already saw the examples. You already understand the patterns. Now comes the dangerous part. Design. Because psychological warfare does not happen by accident. It is built. It is planned. It is executed. And most importantly, is optimized. Today we are not going to analyze stories. We are going to build an operation from scratch. Not with abstract theory. With operational logic. And as we move forward, you're going to notice something uncomfortable. This is not complicated. It is systematic. Step 1. Define the real objective. Common mistake. Think that the objective is to change opinions. Incorrect. The real objective is always behavioral. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It matters what you do. Examples of real objectives. That a population does not protest. That an army loses cohesion. That a group stops cooperating. That a person does not act. The mind is the medium. Behavior is the goal. That's why this works. Because people can believe contradictory things. But his behavior always reveals the dominant influence. Technical lesson. Defines behavior, not belief. Step 2. Identify vulnerabilities. You can't influence everything. But you don't need to do it. You just need to find pressure points. Human vulnerabilities are consistent. Fear. Uncertainty. Pride. Identity. Belonging. But here's the important detail. Not all emotions work the same. Fear generates a quick reaction. But it can also generate rejection. Pride generates adhesion. But it's slower. Uncertainty is the most interesting. Because it does not generate direct resistance. Generates paralysis. And a paralyzed person is functionally neutralized. Technical lesson. Not all emotions are equal tools. Choose according to the desired result. Step 3. Design the framework. The frame is more important than the message. Because the frame defines how the message is interpreted. Simple example. Message. This is a problem. Frame A. It's a crisis. Frame B. It's normal. The same fact. Two completely different interpretations. The human brain does not process information in a vacuum. He always places it within a context. And if you control that context, you control the conclusion. Technical lesson. The message is content. The framework is control. Step 4. Select the vehicle. Not every message works on all channels. This is critical. A direct message generates resistance. An indirect message reduces defenses. Example. Say, "You are wrong." Generates immediate rejection. But say, "Some people are starting to question this." Introduce doubt without confrontation. This works for a specific reason. The human brain protects its identity. When you perceive a direct attack, active defense. When you perceive external information, evaluate. Technical lesson. Avoid direct confrontation if you want sustained influence. Step 5. Create credibility. Without credibility, there is no operation. And this is where most fail. They think that credibility means telling the truth. Not quite. Credibility means be perceived as trustworthy. And that is built with consistency. And with something more important. Partial verifiability. If part of the message can be confirmed, the rest is accepted with less resistance. This is transfer of trust. The brain does not evaluate each piece of information separately. Group. And if one part is solid, the whole gains weight. Technical lesson. You don't need everything to be true. You need something to be verifiable. Step 6. Controlled repetition. A message without repetition does not exist. But the repetition has to be invisible. If it seems forced, generates rejection. If it looks organic, is integrated. This works by familiarity. The brain interprets what is familiar as safe. And it is certain as true. Not because it's logical. Because it reduces cognitive effort. Technical lesson. What is repeated becomes real. Step 7. Take advantage of social propagation. This is where the operation escalates. A centralized message has limits. A message distributed. No. When people start repeating a message, this one changes category. From external information to social belief. And social beliefs are harder to question. Because questioning them implies isolation. And the human avoids isolation. Technical lesson. Social pressure is stronger than individual logic. Step 8. Timing. The same message, at different times, produces different results. This is critical. During stability, people resist change. During crisis, people look for direction. That means that the best time to influence. This is when the system is unstable. Because the brain is looking for answers. And accept the first one that seems coherent. Technical lesson. Don't send messages whenever you want. Launch them when the system is vulnerable. Simulation. Now let's integrate everything. Imagine a scenario. Objective. Reduce the cohesion of a group. You don't need to attack him directly. Step 1. You identify vulnerability. Maybe there are internal tensions. Step 2. You introduce subtle narrative. Not everyone is equally committed. Step 3. It is repeated in different ways. Stories. Comments. Observations. Step 4. People within the group begin to notice behaviors. They interpret neutral actions as evidence. Step 5. Distrust grows. Step 6. The group loses cohesion. No direct confrontation. No visible attack. Just perception. And that is the most dangerous thing. Because when the system collapses, no one identifies a clear enemy. Operating inventory. 1. Behavior is the goal, not belief. 2. Emotions are tools, not results. 3. The framework defines the interpretation. 4. The vehicle defines acceptance. 5. Credibility is transference, not purity. 6. Repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity creates perceived truth. 7. Social propagation amplifies without central control. 8. Timing defines the impact. Conclusion. This is not magic. It's a system. And most importantly, it is replicable. Once you understand the process, you can see it everywhere. And here is the problem. Most people don't understand this. So he believes that his ideas are his own. When in reality, they are the result of a system that does not see. In the next episode, let's go deeper. Direct emotional manipulation. How messages are designed to provoke fear, anger, pride, blame, and how those emotions, they become predictable behavior. Because in this war, the one who understands emotions controls decisions. See you in the next episode.